England won because of Ben Stokes, the way he captained. And finally, the good news is that Ben Stokes is getting credit for what he has done rather than what Virat Kohli thinks of him. This Old Trafford pitch is going to be a pata, and there's not much you can do about it. So I honestly believe that Kuldeep has been very unlucky. Philosophical or geopolitical view of this is that if now that India and China have a good relationship, having a Chinaman in UK, European Union, it's not a bad idea. Siraj will be the man to watch in Manchester, and just like England depends on Stokes bhai, we all depend on Siraj bhai.
Hello, we are back on the YouTube channel ahead of the 4th India-England Test match, and we have a spate of questions that we'll be throwing at you, Vikram sir. Are you ready to face them?
Absolutely.
So, to start off, the 4th match is taking place at Old Trafford in Manchester. What are your memories of the pitch? And just to throw some hints, James Anderson has been speaking about the change of directions of the pitch. What do you make of it, sir? How do you expect the pitch to turn out?
Well, my memory of the Old Trafford ground is not too good because 11 years back, 2014, I think we got defeated by England by an innings or so. Some of the top three batters scored zero. But the good news is, as James Anderson is saying, that's not that pitch that we are going to play on. 10 years back, they changed the direction of the pitch. Yeah, I mean, I'm quoting Anderson. Apparently, it was an east-west pitch, but the batsman couldn't see the ball end of the day, so they changed it to north-south. That's the level of change of direction it has gone to suit the batsman. So clearly this Old Trafford pitch is going to be a pata, and there's not much you can do about it.
Okay, and if it is going to be a Pata pitch, I think India has a trump card in their squad, right? Kuldeep Yadav, since the first Test match, there's been a lot of chatter about including him in the playing 11. Do you think he could make a place for himself in the playing 11 going into the next Test match? And what do you make of his Test career so far?
You said trump card. Somebody in the last 9 years has played 13 Test matches, got a 5-wicket haul in his debut Test, and has not played Test cricket after that. So I honestly believe that Kuldeep has been very unlucky. Sometimes I feel that Indian management need to start trusting their batsmen. Because by not taking Kuldeep because he cannot bat means you're doing disservice to the batters, and you're saying, boss, top order is not good enough, we need Kuldeep. I think we should change that mindset, because aggressive batting of baseball needs an aggressive bowler who they can't understand, and that is something that Indian management needs to understand. I'm sure they'll play him in the Manchester Test. And I think the philosophical or geopolitical view of this is that if now that India and China have a good relationship, having a Chinaman in UK, European Union, it's not a bad idea.
And since you touched upon the batters, there were many critics of India's batting performances, especially after the Border Gavaskar Trophy in Australia. But Indian batters seem to have turned up pretty well, at least in the opening 2 Test matches of this series. What do you make of the batsmanship that you've seen across the 2 sides in the 3 matches so far?
I think batting has been good. Only crunch moments need to be controlled. Rishabh Pant went ahead of the game. I was worried more about KL Rahul's 99 and 100 before lunch. If you would have focused on the ball, Rishabh Pant himself would have probably got 100 before lunch. But generally batting has been good, and I think we should not worry too much about Karun Nair versus Sai Sudarshan. Both are capable of playing. If Karun Nair doesn't get a chance, he's not dropped. Remember, he should also feel, and the team should make sure that there's an environment which says Karun Nair is rested and then Sai Sudarshan is played. None of them should feel that they are dropped, because that's how the nature of great organizations is. There's always a backup. Don't create ill feelings. Just make sure they get enough opportunities before you drop them finally. And I'm sure team management will be thinking in that direction.
And just to wrap this conversation up, you were present at Lord's on the final day of this high-octane Test match, and you were very impressed with the tireless attitude that Ben Stokes displayed with his bowling. What do you make of the player that Ben Stokes is, the captain that Ben Stokes is, and his tireless attitude to win, which was on show on the final day of the game?
Incredible. I think the key thing to this was Ben Stokes taking the responsibility of bowling all those overs. He's number 4 bowler. He could have got Vokes to bowl, Carson to bowl, and other bowlers to come into play. But he knew that he had to give in, and boss, this guy was relentless. And I think England won because of Ben Stokes, the way he captained. And finally, the good news is that Ben Stokes is getting credit for what he has done rather than what Virat Kohli thinks of him.
Perfect. Now, going into the test match, what is your prediction? Will we see a 2-2 scoreline at the end of the game, or will England seal away the series in their
You
favor?
know, it all depends on India's fast bowlers. I've always thought that winning abroad is fast bowlers' responsibility majorly. Batting anyway, Pata wickets they'll do well, so not to worry at all. But Prasidh Krishna 50-50, Akashdeep injured, Nitish injured, Arshdeep injured. So the only person I trust now is Siraj Bhai. Because Bumrah may or may not play, we don't know. He's the greatest bowler of all time. So I'm hopeful that he will play. But I think they need to take a leaf out of Ben Stokes' book. He is relentless, and there is a high possibility that Siraj will be the man to watch in Manchester. And just like England depends on Stokes' height, they all depend on Siraj.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this.